An app that I like to use is called Elevate, and in it gives you some brain training exercises. This is a breakdown of my performance sort of categories. And oh god, I get back on. Right, so with this one here, this particular game that's suggestion at the moment is called brevity. Now, brevity means to be able to express meaning in as shorter words as possible. So it's not to be too waffly and not to use elongated sentences that are unnecessary. So in this one, you're given paragraphs and you actually have to decide which words are necessary to convey the same amount of meaning. So let's do an example. So the barrister believed his client signed a confession under forced compulsion. Now compulsion is to be forced, so you can get rid of forced, and you tap on the word to he meandered back and forth now between menu options at the restaurant before ordering. Now, as you can see, back and forth is not necessary because you can just say meandered. Julia Child is known first and foremost. Now, first and foremost isn't necessary. You can just say first as a chef. After gaining control, the ruling junta made an appeal for peace. Now, you can understand that junta is what is a ruler, so you don't need to call him a ruler. You may refer back to your notes during the test. Now, to refer back is referring in itself, the process of looking back. Some people diametrically oppose vaccinations while others... you run out of time. You may have noticed in the top right corner there was this clock that was ticking along, and that's to indicate that you're running out of time. So at the moment, this gives you a rating. Great job, because I've been trying to... Normally, I just do it in my head, so I don't actually need to resume. So here we go. The states like emphasise the characteristic, right? Obviously, you don't need characteristic because that's what feature means. She wrote down, now you don't need down there, so you can just say she wrote the recipe on a napkin. His persistent obsession with sports statistics makes him excellent at trivia. Now, if it's an obsession, it's persistent by definition. So, generally, it's adverbs you need to get rid of. The coach attributed his team's victory to a joint collaboration. Now, if it's a collaboration, it's already joint. The disgruntled worker sat down. Now, you can just sit in protest, you don't need to sit down. The horticulturist found a puzzling in nature. You can get rid of that because it's puzzling is by nature, it's self-puzzling. The author conducted 200 interviews to write a biography. Now, of the life, what biography means, one's own life story. The police chief said it was unsolved. Now, if it's a mystery, it's kind of unsolved, so you can get rid of unsolved. So that was another example of doing it. And the great thing with this Elevate app is it shows you actually here. So that one was excellent job. And if you answer them really quickly, you get marked for speedy answers, so you gain points that way. It also gives you a graph of your progress on how you've played. And this also shows where you get extra points. Let's do one more replay to illustrate it. Covering the bottom of the painting will completely. Now, completely you don't need, because you can just say to destroy something is kind of attach, so you don't need together in that. Attach different. The rules are under the provisions of the King's command. Well, under... Oh, sugar. Well, see, I got one wrong there. It's actually what it... Please drop me off before circling. We don't need around, because to circle is to go around. She can choose red, or she can... Well, you don't need or. Shit, you do need or. Because of his diet, he grabbed nothing. Well, you don't need at all. You can just say nothing. The bucket slowly made its downward descent into the well. His past experience, well, experience happens in the past. News of the impending hurricane is... mass would have been the one to get rid of there, because an exodus is a mass evacuation. So there you go, there's an example. Now, per day, you can only do the same one per the only game per day you can do a maximum, I think, of 3 times before it doesn't any longer add on score. Now, here's another one. This one, you can choose, actually, you can press the switch button at the bottom right. Syntax is the order in which words are written, and diction is how to best express words in a sentence. So, Sandra politely and regretfully, well, they're both adverbs and an ly, so that's valid. Then we've got, in my opinion, Sarah is the nicest of the 3 girls. Nicest would be correct. If it were 2 people, it would have been the nicer. So nicest is correct. The student driver squealed the car's tyre and sped down the road. Tyres and sped down the road. Squealed the car and sped. Well, it's all in past tense, so that's fine. She's better at chess than he is. It should be. Jamie likes yellow better than any other colour. That's quite correct. Then she couldn't care less. That's right. Some people think when it comes to that, it's I could care less, but it's always I couldn't care less. If you could care less, then it actually means you could care a little less than what you can care. The expression though is one of derogatory nature. So continue session, and that shows you whatever one comes next. This is estimation, but I don't like estimation. Processing is reading. Okay, well I'll show you a bit of processing. I don't always do well on this one, but we'll see how we get on. You have to read it so the first instance here is 440 words per minute. You have these words flash through at high speed, and you have to try and comprehend the text, and then you get questioned on it. So here we go. Let's find out what it's going to be like. Single gene. So it says, what does the term human genome describe? So it's not a single gene, as we read. It is the full set of DNA. What is the study of genomes called? Probably genomics. I think it was, yeah. So I got that right. Let's see where else we are. Read it again with me. Genetic tests give patients information about their genetic risks. Yes, that's true. So again, you extract this information from what you read. It gets faster and faster. Genetic maps tell scientists how likely it is for a person to have a human genome. No. So there you go. You get questioned on what you'd actually been reading. Whew, that was a bit scary. I thought I was going to get one wrong, but no, excellent job. It says good answers came in nice and quickly. So again, it shows you a graph of how you generally do on it. And here you can see in the middle where it says proficiency difficulty, it shows that as you progress more with it, it actually increases the difficulty. Then what you'd do, you'd go into Know View My Progress, and it gives you a summary of today's training program. To actually give, look, here's the summary. So 27 weeks. You finish your first training set 27 weeks. So I haven't been doing it for a while. Okay, and you can have like a gaming streak. So there are many other games in this app called Elevate. You do really want to check it out. I think it's really good. There are some pro ones as well for those who are really, really good. Any more information, please ask in the comments. And maybe I'll do some follow-up videos about the other training exercises that it has. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.